I must be honest, but hearing students complaining about, oh, I'm very anxious about my grades, I'm gonna fail my test, what if I'm not good enough, just annoys me. But I myself, a few years ago, was just crying on one exam grade that I didn't do very well on. Does anyone else here relate to the experience of mine? Thank you. Because I'm sure that this experience also applies to each and every one of you here who is currently a student or was a student one aiming to get a good GPA or an A. Also, you could be labeled as the so-called smart kid. Hello everyone, my name is Shuefong, a Cambodian student who was once strongly influenced by those letter and ranking number that we all consider as great. Personally, teacher treating me as superiors because of my academic performance, and it had led me assuming my worth is equivalent to my achievement. This is my transcript. I got full 4 GPA, but does that mean I am smart? Academically, yes. Socially, I hate to admit it, but no. And that is why I'm here today to convince you that it's time for us to stop associating our intelligence with our grade. I have 3 main points to address today. First and first, intelligence comes in different forms. Second, grades are less important than comprehension. And lastly, your passion matters more. First, imagine a physicist, a poet, and a painter. Each is brilliant on their own. But if you measure them according to the other two skill sets, they might all look unremarkable when you grade their paper. A poet can solve a physics problem as professionally as a physicist, and same goes to the painter. Moreover, just like in this picture, we can see that there's many different type of animal here, but they were put into the same competition, climbing up the tree. Isn't it ridiculous? Unless some of the other animals receive some utterly divine out of this world superpower, obviously we can tell that the monkey is going to win. So, would anyone call this a fair and square competition? Absolutely no. Through this lens, that shows what's missing in our school system and something that should be changed. Moreover, according to Howard Gardner, a psychologist and the writer of the 1983 book, Frames of Mind, the theory of multiple intelligences, proposed that there's more to being intelligent than simply being good at math or learning a second language. Remember, everyone processes information differently. And another idea known as the incremental theory of intelligence suggests that intelligence can actually be developed and improved with training. Let me share an anecdote. With my full 4 GPA, would you believe me that I was one at the bottom of my class? I kid you not, that's the truth. And that's because I used to think that intelligence is stable and unchanging. I often look back and think, if I was still stuck in this belief, believing that grade is everything, that school system is infallible, I would have done anything at all. I would have become the me, Shuefong, I'm proud of today. Second, grades are less important than comprehension. Take Leonardo da Vinci. He's almost everything you could think of. A polymath, an engineer, a sculptor, a theorist, etc. I mean, let's be real, how could this one person be this good at everything? We're just human, not God. But did you know that he never had formal education before? Yeah. And yet he became the genius he is because of his insatiable curiosity and drive to understand the world around him. Just like Albert Einstein once says, I'm neither clever nor gifted. I am only very, very curious. Ladies and gentlemen, grades are not a measurement of how smart you are, rather how much hard work you're capable of and the effectiveness of the study habits. Anyone could study up to 9 hours and memorize random facts to get 70% on the exam and forget everything within a week. When I entered high school, I would spend more time memorizing facts and equations rather than the concept. I'm sorry, teachers. So, with this thing that I keep doing repeatedly, I feels like I'm doing the wrong thing because it's scientifically proven that people tend to get smarter when they think outside of the box. And this is something that doesn't often apply to our standard grading rubric. Lastly, your passion matters more. For instance, Mark Zuckerberg left Harvard University just to pursue Facebook, and look how successful he is now. Not just Mark, but many other billionaires did the same. It's not always about the one with the best grade who succeed. It's those who are driven by something they truly cares about. I finally understood this when I first realized my passion for vlogging. I love being in front of camera, making vlog, and sharing my thoughts. I'm currently a small content creator on TikTok, and the question is, does my grades affect my influencer journey? No. What I need is the knowledge, not the grade. So you see, when school system prioritize the importance of grades over educations, it's not promoting students' intelligence or the quality of self. If anything, with this system in place, students are more likely to retain less knowledge and are instead likely to cheat. Putting so much emphasis on grade makes students care more about passing the test rather than learning and getting better. But imagine a world where educational system evolves, where society values talent over grade. In such a world, everyone benefits. School would become heavens of love, boosting creativity and individualities. So let's shift our focus. Grade should not define us. Intelligence comes in many forms. Comprehension is more important than memorization. And passion? Your passion will always drive you further than your grade ever can. The world is changing, the grading rubric is outdated, and it's time for us to rethink our education system. Let's stop measuring success by GPA and start valuing the unique talents and passion that make who we are today. Thank you.